A small bakery, a boy who only sold sweets. Today, he owns a billion-dollar empire. But here's the shocking part. This transformation wasn't just about hard work. It all came down to one decision that changed everything. Imagine a tiny neighborhood bakery with only a handful of customers. A boy helping his father, just making ends meet. But one day he asked himself, will this bakery always stay the same? Can it become something bigger? That one thought changed everything. Today, that same boy is competing with the biggest food brands in the world, but the road to success was anything but easy. How did he take a struggling bakery and turn it into a billion-dollar company? What strategies, risks, and game-changing moments shaped this journey? This isn't just a success story, it's a business masterclass. In a quiet neighborhood, a small bakery stood on the corner of a busy street. It wasn't famous, it wasn't a franchise, and it definitely wasn't making millions. It was just another family-run business, struggling to survive like so many others. The owner was a hardworking man who had spent years perfecting his recipes. His bread was soft, his pastries were fresh, and his customers were loyal. But despite his dedication, the bakery barely made enough to keep the doors open. Every day was a battle to cover rent, buy ingredients, and support his family. Among the shelves of baked goods and the scent of fresh bread, a young boy helped his father run the shop. He watched as customers came and went, as money exchanged hands, and as his father counted every penny. To him, this bakery was everything. It was their past, their present, and, at the time, what seemed like their future. But deep down, he wondered, could there be something more? Could this small bakery turn into something bigger? He didn't have the answers yet, but one thing was certain. He wouldn't settle for just selling bread. As the boy grew older, he started seeing the bakery in a different way. While his father focused on making the best bread, he focused on something else: opportunity. He noticed that while their loyal customers loved the bakery, they were limited by one major problem: location. People had to come to them. But what if the bakery could come to the people? He started thinking beyond the small shop. He looked at how other businesses operated: fast food chains, supermarkets, even coffee brands. They weren't just selling food, they were selling convenience, branding, and experience. Why couldn't they do the same? Instead of just baking for the local customers, he pitched an idea to his father: expand beyond the shop, not by opening more bakeries, but by putting their products in places where people already shopped. At first, his father hesitated. They were bakers, not businessmen. The risk was high, and they barely had enough money to run the shop, let alone expand. But the boy was determined. He believed they could do more than just survive. They could thrive. So he took the first step. With a small batch of their best products, he approached local grocery stores, small retailers, and supermarkets, offering them a chance to sell their bakery's goods. It wasn't easy. Most said no. But he didn't stop until finally one store said yes. That single yes would change everything. The first store was just the beginning. Their bakery's products, once only available to walk-in customers, were now reaching more people than ever. Sales in that single grocery store were modest at first, but something incredible happened. Customers loved it. Word spread fast. Other store owners took notice. If one store was selling out of their bread and pastries, why couldn't theirs? Soon, more grocery stores and supermarkets agreed to stock their products. The boy's vision was becoming a reality, but expansion brought new challenges. The small bakery could barely keep up with demand. They needed more equipment, more workers, and a system that could handle large-scale production without sacrificing quality. His father, still rooted in traditional baking, worried that growth would mean losing what made their products special. The boy knew this was a turning point. If they wanted to compete with big brands, they needed to think big. He reinvested every dollar they earned back into the business, buying better machines, streamlining production, and hiring the right people. He even studied how global brands operated, learning about packaging, logistics, and distribution. And then the biggest breakthrough came. Supermarkets wanted exclusive deals. Major retailers saw the growing demand and approached them with an offer: nationwide distribution. This was their chance to go from a well-known local bakery to a household name. But with opportunity came risk. If they failed to meet demand, they could ruin their reputation. The boy had to make a decision that could either make or break the business, and he chose to go all in. Expanding into supermarkets was a major milestone, but it wasn't enough. The boy knew that simply having their products on shelves wouldn't guarantee success. They needed a strategy that would set them apart from every other bakery brand. That's when he made a bold decision: branding. Most bakery products in supermarkets look generic, plain packaging, simple labels, no personality, but he envisioned something different, a brand that customers would recognize instantly. He invested in eye-catching packaging, bright colors, a memorable logo, and a design that stood out on shelves. He ensured that every product had a consistent look, so customers could spot it from across the aisle. But he didn't stop there. He launched aggressive marketing campaigns, something unheard of for a family bakery. He partnered with local influencers, ran television ads, and used clever promotions that encouraged people to try their products and spread the word. And it worked. Supermarkets reported record sales. People weren't just buying their bread and pastries, they were choosing them over long-established brands. Demand skyrocketed, forcing them to expand production yet again. They opened new factories, hired more employees, and optimized their supply chain. But success also brought competition. Bigger brands took notice. Some slashed prices to push them out, while others launched similar products to steal market share. The bakery was under pressure like never before. The boy had come too far to back down. Instead of fighting on price, he doubled down on quality and branding. He introduced new product lines, healthier options, and limited edition flavors to keep customers excited. And the result? They didn't just survive the competition, they dominated the market. From local success to a billion-dollar empire. With supermarket shelves conquered, the next step was even bigger: global expansion. The bakery had already transformed into a household name in its home country, but the young entrepreneur knew that true success meant going international. Instead of taking a slow, cautious approach, he went all in. He studied global food trends, identified markets with high demand, and strategically launched in countries where his products had the best chance to thrive. But entering international markets wasn't just about exporting bread and pastries. Each country had different tastes, cultures, and preferences, so he adapted. In some countries, he introduced sweeter flavors to match local palates. In others, he focused on health-conscious options, knowing that consumers were shifting toward organic and low-calorie choices. And instead of relying solely on supermarkets, he partnered with cafes, hotels, and airlines, ensuring his products were everywhere. The strategy paid off. Sales exploded. The brand became a global force, selling in dozens of countries and competing with some of the biggest food companies in the world. But despite the success, there was one challenge left. Could he maintain the brand's reputation and keep customers loyal as they scaled to a billion-dollar empire? With global expansion in full swing, the company was raking in millions in revenue. But success at this scale comes with a new challenge: staying on top. Competition was fierce, with new brands trying to steal market share. Consumer preferences were constantly changing, and the pressure to innovate was higher than ever. Instead of getting comfortable, he doubled down on innovation and branding. New product lines were introduced: gluten-free options, organic ingredients, and even protein-packed pastries, catering to modern consumers who wanted both taste and health benefits. Marketing became more aggressive. The brand wasn't just selling bakery products, it was selling a lifestyle. Advertisements showcased moments of joy: families at breakfast, friends sharing a snack, athletes refueling after a workout. The company also embraced social responsibility. They sourced high-quality, sustainable ingredients and invested in eco-friendly packaging, which not only helped the environment, but also attracted conscious consumers. And the results? The bakery that started in a small shop was now a billion-dollar powerhouse. Its products were in supermarkets, cafes, and restaurants worldwide. But more than just financial success, the young entrepreneur had built a legacy, a company that would continue to thrive for generations. All because he saw an opportunity, took bold risks, and refused to settle for anything less than greatness. Success isn't just about talent or luck. It's about seeing opportunities where others don't, taking risks when others hesitate, and never settling for less than what you know is possible. This boy didn't just run a bakery, he built an empire. And his story proves one thing: if you dream big, move fast, and never stop innovating, there are no limits to what you can achieve.